Hi, I'm Andy Pace. Welcome again to Reinventing Democracy. And today I'm in Cambridge, and we have been here for a day of preparation work for a G1000 that's going to take place here in Cambridge. And a G1000 is a democratic innovation. And I'm here with Harm Van Dijk, who has been the impetus behind several G1000s that have taken place in the Netherlands. And so thanks for agreeing to do this interview. It'd be really great to hear from you, Han, about exactly, first of all, what is a G1000? Why is it different from the way we do democracy now?
A G1000 basically is a gathering of citizens of a community, a village or a town, coming together to speak about what they think is important for their community, their city, their village. These citizens are selected in a rather new way of working. It's by means of sortition. And by using sortition as a selection for citizens to take part in the G1000, every single citizen of this community has the same chance to be invited. Whether or not he or her is applying, well, that's a decision we can't. We can try to influence it, but is a decision of the citizen for his or her own.
Mm-hmm. So it's a large convention, large meeting, gathering of citizens.
Yes, it's a large venue where, ideally thousands, but most G1000s in Holland, we had 11 until now, are in between 200 and 800 participants. So this is a large room with all these people in it, sitting at small tables, talking to each other, and we developed a program in which, by which we make it possible for this group of people to decide upon the things which matter to them most and the solutions they want to propose, and they are deciding upon them together. So there is a program with a certain structure, but we don't interfere with the dialogues in the table. So they choose, at the end of the day, they choose completely free the solutions which are for them most important at that time.
Okay, great. So this has taken place already a number of times, but it started in Belgium, didn't it? And then How did you, were you the person then that was behind bringing this to Holland? And how did that happen? How did the process of kind of coming from Belgium to Holland take place?
Well, Belgium, a group of intellectuals and artists in Belgium had the first G1000 in November 2011. And I saw this on television. It was all over Europe, and I found it amazing. So many people in the room, so many citizens talking about things which matter them most, and not politicians or civil servants deciding before them. So this I found amazing, and then I thought, well, maybe one time we can do this in Holland as well. Mm-hmm. So I left it for 2 years, and after 2 years, in September 2013, I saw David van Rijbroek, one of these initiators from Belgium. I saw him on television. He wrote a small booklet. I think it's published in England as well, and it's called Against Elections. And at that time I decided to go forward and to organize one in my hometown, Amersfoort, as well. And I succeeded with the help of a lot of people around me who were enthusiastic in a glimpse when they heard the concept. And we succeeded to organize one in March 2014, and this was the first one of a row of 11 G1000.
So that's really incredible now. So you've had this kind of experience building up, So I'm fascinated to know what are the. So first of all, you have a large number of people, but you try to get the whole kind of system of the local area in the room, isn't it? So it's not just the citizens, but you also bring in people from the local business and also from the city council as well, isn't it? You try to bring. And how does that work out with bringing the whole system together like that?
Yeah, we don't believe in organizing new ways of democracy using the old laws. So one of the old laws is that every group should work on his or her own interest. The new law is, as far as we are concerned, is let's work on our future together. For us it makes no sense to sit in the room as citizens and decide upon any issue as citizens, and that we then have to defend our solution outside the room in the old ways. So that made us to decide to choose for inviting the city council to help organize the G1000 and to sit in the room. City council, civil servants, the MPs, the local MPs, but also the employers, commercial and non-commercial. So by that we expect to have all interests in the room, and that by that we try to make the solutions which are chosen during the day as sustainable as possible.
Mm-hmm. And so, with all these different interests in the room, how do you make it so that it doesn't end up in a big fight?
This is the secret of the G1000, and I'm glad to tell it to you, because this secret isn't the secret at all. But the solution is that we put all these interests on small cafe tables, 4 people around it, and we ask these people to talk, or better, to listen to each other. And when we invite them to do that, we tell them, well, try to avoid discussion and bear in mind that you don't have to agree on anything today. And when we tell them to behave like that and to take that in mind, they are capable of real listening. So this goes in rounds of 20 minutes, and then you change table and you meet other people and you talk to them, and inevitably you are listening to all kinds of stories of all other citizens in your town, and you start thinking, well, okay, I thought that my idea was the most important idea of the whole world, but now I hear all these other stories. Maybe maybe we can combine things, and you see people. First of all, they tell us when they come out of the room, well, this is the first time I was really heard. So, and this is really important for us to be heard, to be able to feel connected, and to be able to make connections, and then work from there. So we have another leading principle, and that is the participants lead themselves. So we don't have an agenda. We have a reason why everyone is in the room, and then the first thing we do is all these people in the room decide upon the agenda themselves, and then after lunch they work this agenda out into concrete proposals.
So I'm thinking that perhaps people who are very attached to the current system might say, well, you know, these people are coming up in, they don't have any expert knowledge about how to run a local area or how to run a city. You know, how can what they're coming up with be of any use or value?
Well, it's of value and of use to know what your citizens in your town think is important. So shouldn't everything in your community be built around the real needs of the people involved? We both know that reality is not as idealistic as I put it now, but G1000 basically is a way to get back to the needs of the people involved. And they are very good, capable of telling you and each other what they need, what they think is important. You don't need to be an expert to know what you think is important for yourself. When you have decided upon that together, then you can together go for a search for solutions. And when you're on a search for solutions, then it's very practical to have an expert at your table and to have a discussion, what's the best solution for your needs. So what we allowed ourselves and our governments to do in the past 30 years is that experts come from outside and are telling us and are telling our government what to do and what our needs are. And by allowing that, we get departed from our own needs and from our own environment and from our own communities and from each other. So,
this is, sounds really fascinating. I'd love to see one of these. One thing that I'm
you can.
Yeah.
20 May, the G1000
Yeah.
Borne, and 10th of June, the G1000 Enschede. So please,
I get my tickets,
I'll try to invite you. Yeah.
One thing also I'm really thinking in this area is that obviously, I suppose to some politicians or to maybe even the local council, I imagine when this started, they felt a bit threatened by this. And what have the reactions from people in authority been?
Yeah, there are all kinds of reactions, and it differs. It's very, very personal. So you can't tell from their party or from their political behavior. You only can tell from when you meet the persons what they are going to choose. So, but basically a lot of them are frightened. And they were frightened in the beginning, but they are still frightened until now. Because, well, of course, when you apply for a job as a politician, you think, well, now I'm going to decide for my city. But that's not true. You have discipline, of party discipline. You have all kinds of themes are decided regionally. There are in the county or on another level. So basically, there is very little stuff that you can decide upon yourself as a politician, and there comes the citizen. And this little part of the cake you can decide upon is now taken away by the citizen. You don't let that happen. So I can understand why they think, yeah, why I'm chosen for this, so why? But I think they have to get adjusted to a new kind of reality in which they have a new role. So I think we will still need them, because we need people who are looking after our money, after the proper execution of solutions. But for deciding upon the direction in which our community should move, we need a system which is more inclusive, where not only the interests of some businessmen and some politicians are looked after, but also the interests of all the citizens. Mm-hmm. And the G1000 provides such a system.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine also, from what I've heard from people who've been and have witnessed this, that actually there's an amazing energy as well. There's an amazing atmosphere. Can you speak a little bit about that? What happens, what's the feeling like in the room?
Well, it's the only reason why I'm sitting here. Right. Still, after 4 years of hard work. Yeah. I'm a volunteer, so I'm just still a citizen, and we're doing this basically for free to tell the rest of the world. And why are we so motivated to do it? Because it's such a revealing experience to be in a room with some 100 people talking together and trying to listen to each other and to imagine what is important for the other and what's important for themselves. This is such a nice energy. Well, the only way I can tell about it is come over and experience it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or organize one here in Cambridge, which
Right.
I think it's a pretty good idea.
Great. So, yeah, I guess for the future as well, I understand that you feel that this can also become like a future model of the way that we do democracy
Yes.
in general.
I'm convinced. Yes.
Yeah. So, how would that look like? What could we use the model of G1000 for all different areas of policy, or how would that look?
Yeah, I think that what the G1000 provides is a free space where people of all kinds of different interests, but also all kinds of different roles or positions, can meet each other on the same level. So there is a level playing field, you call it, I think. Yeah. So this is what is important. And what we do with installing these leading principles, we try to define the limits of such a field. And you can use it everywhere you want this level playing field of people involved in a certain matter. And I think by developing that, it's unique. It's also unique in the way that it can handle large numbers of people, because this is also quite a logistic challenge to deal with. So I think we developed something which can be used everywhere people want to come to a decision together, despite their differences and their diversity.
Wow. Sounds very inspiring, and as you say, I think I should be buying a plane ticket to come to Holland.
You should
come along and see one. Yeah, I suppose. Is there anything else that you feel is important for the audience from your point of view? What would you like to say?
Well, try to organize one yourself. This will be a life-changing experience for you, both in means of effort you have to put into it, because it's a huge undertaking, but it's also such a huge satisfaction afterwards, and you're doing a good job for your all of your neighbors and your community as well.
Right. Yes, that's great.
So
yes, and if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
G1000.now. Or, well, I have to be precise. G1000.nu.
NU.
NU, yes. Yeah. So it's the Dutch verb for now.
And as also for Cambridge here, if people are listening to this and they're from Cambridge or from the area and they want to get involved in the Cambridge one, this is G1000.uk, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much, Harm, for this interview. It's been fascinating listening to you. And I wish us all the best in promoting this and getting it out there across the world.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.